There's a fire on the plane. You have 90 seconds. 90 seconds before the air in this cabin stops being air and turns into something that kills you. The engineers know that number. They built the whole machine around it. Every seat, every aisle, every exit, shaped so a full plane can empty in 90 seconds flat. And right now, with the smoke coming, the smartest people on board are doing something insane. They're reaching for their bags. Not screaming, not running. Reaching up into the overhead bin for a carry-on. Here's what nobody tells you. That's not panic. It's not stupidity. That's a healthy, intelligent, perfectly working brain doing exactly what it was built to do. And it's about to get them killed. 90 seconds. Where does that number even come from? It's not a guess, it's the law. To get certified to fly, a passenger jet has to prove everyone on board can get out in 90 seconds, with half the exits blocked in the dark. Regulators pick that window for a brutal reason. A cabin fire can turn a plane unsurvivable fast, smoke by the galley one moment, the whole cabin gone the next. The standard is just a bet on how much time you get before that point. After that, the math is simple. Nobody inside walks out. So your seat comes with a deadline, 90 seconds of grace. The frightening part isn't the deadline. It's how people spend it. Think about your last flight. The plane lands, it stops. What do? You unclip the belt. Stand before you're allowed to. Pull your bag down. Shuffle into the aisle and wait. You've done it 100 times. Your body knows the routine cold. Now keep that exact routine, same moves, same order, same calm, and put a fire behind you. That's what the footage shows, again and again. Real smoke in a real cabin, and people who step onto the escape slides with a roller bag still in hand. A laptop, a duty-free sack. One of these evacuations dragged on for 10, 15 minutes. The number was 90 seconds. We watch it and think, what is wrong with these people? Nothing. That's the hard answer. Nothing is wrong with them. And nothing would be wrong with you. You'd grab the bag too. Most of us would. Manchester, England, August 22, 1985. A British charter jet, a 737 full of holidaymakers heading for the Greek sun, begins its takeoff roll. Then a sound. A heavy thud from the left engine. The pilots think it's a burst tire and abort. Good call. The plane's still on the ground, slowing, hold. By the time it rolls to a stop, fire is already eating into the back of the cabin. Here's what you'd expect next. A rush. A stampede for the doors. That's not what the survivors described. They described people sitting, belted in, facing forward, waiting. Some passengers near the exits just didn't move, while others tried to climb over the seatbacks to reach them. A jam formed in a narrow gap up front, and it held. 55 people died on that aircraft, and the detail investigators kept circling back to. A number of them were found close to the exits. Distance wasn't the problem. The cabin materials of that era burned into a thick, toxic smoke, and the investigation found it incapacitated people within seconds, taking consciousness before it took life. The plane had exits, the people had time. And steps from the doors, they stayed in their seats. So what stopped them? The smoke is what the death certificate says. The real reason most of them never stood up is sitting inside your skull right now. We're taught the body has two settings under threat, run or fight. That's the cartoon. There's a third one, and it runs the show far more often than the movies admit. Freeze. Not a dramatic freeze, a quiet one. The body goes still, the face slack, the eyes locked on the middle distance. From outside, it can look almost peaceful. Like the person is thinking. They're not, that's the whole point. A researcher named John Leach has spent years taking apart how people behave in the seconds after catastrophe. His numbers are consistent enough to be frightening. Roughly 10% stay sharp and act. Another 10 come apart, the wailing, the flailing, the behavior that makes everything worse. And the other 80%. They go quiet, stunned, numb, sitting in their seats while a clock they can't see runs down. You think you're in the top 10. So did most of the 80. Get inside the freeze, because it has a physical shape. The instant your brain registers real, mortal threat, a small structure buried in the middle of it, the amygdala grabs the controls, faster than your conscious mind can argue. And it does it by switching off the expensive part, the front of your brain, the part that plans, weighs options, reads a situation it's never met before. That part goes dark first. What's left is older, cheaper, faster, and it warps the inputs. Your vision narrows to a tube, the exit sign off to your side. Gone not because it isn't there, but because your brain quit drawing the edges. Your hearing thins out. A flight attendant is 3 feet away, screaming, "Leave everything, get out," and it reaches you like it's coming from underwater in another room. There's a metallic taste, copper on the tongue. Time bends. You'd swear 5 seconds ran for 30. And in that state, your darkened, half-deaf brain reaches for the one thing it has left. A script, an old one. One it's run 100 times. Plane stopped, stand up. Bag down, file out. This is what the opening promised you. Why a brilliant person reaches for luggage in a fire. The brain isn't broken. It's obedient. It isn't choosing to grab the bag. It can't choose anything. The choosing part is offline. It's replaying. There's a name for the engine under all of this: normalcy bias. Your brain runs on a simple bet that's usually right. Tomorrow will look like today. The plane that's always landed safely will land safely. The smell that's probably nothing is probably nothing. That bet keeps you sane across 10,000 ordinary days. It kills you on the one day that's different. When the world flips in an instant, the brain refuses to update at the same speed. It keeps insisting this is still a normal flight, so it keeps running the normal flight program. Sit, wait. Be orderly, get your things. Go back to the towers in New York, September 2001. After the first plane hit, a lot of people who could have left right away simply didn't. They finished emails, shut down their computers, gathered their things, and asked a coworker what they thought was going on. According to the NIST investigation, the average person waited minutes before they even started moving. Minutes they didn't have. That's normalcy bias, not cowardice. Not panic, the opposite of panic. A calm, polite, deeply human refusal to believe that the ordinary thing in front of you is the thing trying to kill you. The fire isn't what gets most of them. The belief that everything's still fine, that's what gets them. Here's the part that should make you sit up. The 10% who get out are almost never braver than you, not calmer by birth. They did one thing differently. Before anything went wrong, they'd already pictured it going wrong. The pilot who's run the drill, the passenger who sat down, looked up, and counted the rows to the nearest exit. They handed their brain a script for the bad day. So when the front of the brain went dark, the old fast part had something better to replay than grab the bag. That's the trick. You can't outmuscle the freeze. You can preload it. So next time you board, and you will soon do the boring thing, look up. Count the rows between your seat and the exit. Behind you too, the one in front might be the fire. Say the number in your head, 2 rows. 6 rows, whatever it is. 10 seconds of attention, and you've just nudged yourself out of the 80 toward the 10. One honest question before you go. Picture the smoke. Picture the bag in the bin above you. Would you leave it? Tell me in the comments and be honest, because the lie is the dangerous part. There's more of these. more of the quiet ways your own mind works against you when it matters most. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.